Welcome back to the Movie Recap channel, where we break down your favorite films in stunning detail. Today, we're diving deep into Star Wars. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith, 2005, the thrilling and emotional finale of the Star Wars prequel trilogy. This movie sees the tragic fall of Anakin Skywalker, the rise of Darth Vader, and the collapse of the Jedi Order. We'll guide you through the key moments, epic battles, and heart-wrenching betrayals, all while keeping things spoiler-free and copyright-safe. So, grab your lightsabers, sit back, and let's get into the galaxy far, far away. Star Wars. Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith is the climactic conclusion of George Lucas's prequel trilogy, representing a key turning point in the entire Star Wars saga. The movie explores how the Galactic Republic transforms into the Galactic Empire and details the tragic fall of Anakin Skywalker, one of the Jedi's most promising warriors, into Darth Vader. Released in 2005, Revenge of the Sith is filled with political intrigue, intense action sequences, and emotional character arcs. In this recap, we will cover the key events, character developments, and the broader impact of this film in setting up the original trilogy. The film begins with a stunning, fast-paced space battle over Coruscant, the capital of the Galactic Republic, in the middle of the Clone Wars. Jedi Knights Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin Skywalker lead an effort to rescue the captured Supreme Chancellor Palpatine from the clutches of separatist forces led by General Grievous and Count Dooku. The audience is quickly drawn into the chaos of the battle, as starships exchange fire and Republic forces launch a full-scale assault. This introduction not only showcases the bond between Anakin and Obi-Wan, but also highlights Anakin's incredible piloting skills. As they make their way onto Grievous' flagship, the Invisible Hand, the two Jedi face Count Dooku in a tense and pivotal lightsaber duel. Anakin's immense power becomes evident as he faces off against Dooku, with tragic consequences that push him further along the path to the dark side. Palpatine, always lurking in the background, manipulates events to further solidify his influence over Anakin. This mission is a microcosm of the greater galaxy-wide conflict, with the Jedi serving as both soldiers and diplomats in a war that seems endless. The opening sequence sets a fast pace for the rest of the movie, balancing large-scale action with personal stakes that deepen as the film progresses. After the mission, Anakin is reunited with his secret wife, Padme Amidala, who reveals she is pregnant. Though this news should bring joy, it instead fills Anakin with dread, as he begins having nightmares of Padme dying during childbirth. These visions are eerily similar to those he experienced before his mother's death in Attack of the Clones, leading Anakin to fear he will lose Padme as well. At the same time, Anakin is growing increasingly disillusioned with the Jedi Council. He believes they are not fully trusting him, and his frustration reaches a peak when the Council grants him a seat, only to deny him the rank of Jedi Master. This denial bruises Anakin's ego, making him feel undervalued and driving him further into the clutches of Palpatine, who promises him the power to save Padme through the dark side of the Force. Anakin's internal struggle is one of the most important aspects of the film, as it serves as the crux of his eventual fall. His fear of losing Padme and his desire for greater power to protect her become the motivating factors behind many of his questionable decisions. The relationship between Anakin and Padme is central to the story, adding layers of emotional complexity and tragedy. His love for her, though pure in intent, ultimately becomes the source of his undoing, as Palpatine uses it to manipulate him. Throughout the prequels, Chancellor Palpatine has been subtly consolidating power, positioning himself as a benevolent leader while secretly orchestrating the Clone Wars from both sides. In Revenge of the Sith, Palpatine's true nature is revealed. He is the Sith Lord Darth Sidious, responsible for much of the galaxy's suffering. Palpatine uses his relationship with Anakin to further sow discord between the young Jedi and the Jedi Council. He gradually reveals Sith teachings, speaking of the potential power that could save Padme's life. Palpatine promises Anakin that the dark side holds the key to immortality and the prevention of death. This promise is crucial to Anakin's fall, as his fear of losing Padme consumes him. Palpatine manipulates these fears, ultimately revealing his true identity and positioning himself as Anakin's only source of hope. As Palpatine's influence grows, so too does Anakin's distrust of the Jedi Order. Palpatine paints the Jedi as power-hungry and deceitful, working to undermine the Republic from within. Anakin's view of the Jedi becomes increasingly warped as he starts to see them as enemies to peace and stability rather than protectors of the galaxy. This manipulation reaches its peak when Palpatine directly tells Anakin that he is a Sith Lord. The reveal is dramatic, but rather than turning Palpatine in immediately, Anakin hesitates, conflicted by the promise of saving Padme. The seeds of doubt and mistrust planted by Palpatine begin to bear fruit. As Palpatine consolidates his power, he orders the execution of Order 66, a secret command that turns the Republic's clone troopers against their Jedi generals. This moment is one of the most devastating in the film, as audiences witness the fall of the Jedi Order. Jedi across the galaxy are ambushed and killed by the very soldiers they led into battle, marking the near extinction of the Jedi. Scenes of beloved Jedi being betrayed by their troops are intercut with Palpatine's ascension to power in the Senate. Palpatine declares himself Emperor, rebranding the Galactic Republic into the Galactic Empire, supposedly for the sake of security and peace. His speech, filled with grandiose rhetoric, is met with thunderous applause, showing how fear and the desire for order have corrupted the galaxy. The Purge also forces surviving Jedi, including Obi-Wan Kenobi and Yoda, into hiding. They realize that the Jedi have been systematically hunted and destroyed, leaving them as some of the last defenders of the light. Anakin's transformation into Darth Vader is the emotional core of the film. After Palpatine reveals his true identity and the possibility of saving Padme, Anakin is left with a dire choice: continue to serve the Jedi and let fate take its course, or embrace the dark side to gain the power to save those he loves. Ultimately, Anakin succumbs to his fears and pledges his allegiance to Palpatine, who gives him the Sith name Darth Vader. As Darth Vader, Anakin is tasked with proving his loyalty by leading an assault on the Jedi Temple. This sequence, known as the Jedi Temple Purge, is a chilling moment in the film. Anakin, now fully immersed in the dark side, cuts down Jedi of all ages, even younglings, to further his transformation into the Sith Lord audiences recognize from the original trilogy. This betrayal is not only a physical attack on the Jedi Order, but also a symbolic severance of all that Anakin once stood for. His choice marks the final break between his old life as a Jedi and his new identity as a Sith Lord. While Anakin is consumed by his descent into the dark side, Obi-Wan is dispatched to Utapau to track down General Grievous, the ruthless cyborg leader of the Separatist army. Obi-Wan's hunt for Grievous offers a thrilling action set-piece that contrasts with the dark and emotional tone of Anakin's fall. Obi-Wan and Grievous engage in a high-stakes duel, with the general using his 4 mechanical arms to wield multiple lightsabers simultaneously. The scene showcases Obi-Wan's resourcefulness and determination, ultimately leading to his victory over Grievous. However, while the Separatist leadership crumbles, Palpatine's real plan, the destruction of the Jedi, unfolds in the background. The climactic lightsaber duel between Anakin, now Darth Vader, and Obi-Wan Kenobi takes place on the volcanic planet of Mustafar. This fight is not only visually striking, but also deeply emotional, as 2 former friends and brothers-in-arms are now bitter enemies. The lava-filled environment serves as a metaphor for Anakin's inner turmoil, with the fiery landscape representing the chaos and destruction within him. The fight between Anakin and Obi-Wan is one of the most iconic duels in cinematic history. Their battle is filled with tension and raw emotion, as Obi-Wan tries desperately to reason with Anakin, while Anakin's anger and hatred drive him to attack his former master. Obi-Wan's heartbreak is palpable, and their final confrontation serves as the culmination of Anakin's tragic fall from grace. In parallel to Anakin's final transformation, Padme goes into labor and gives birth to twins, Luke and Leia. However, as Anakin's fall to the dark side is completed, Padme loses the will to live. Her death represents the final link to Anakin's former self and marks the birth of the Skywalker twins, who will go on to shape the future of the galaxy in the original trilogy. Star Wars Episode 3, Revenge of the Sith is a tragic and emotionally charged film that marks the end of the Republic and the birth of the Empire. It explores complex themes of love, loss, betrayal, and the corruption of power. The transformation of Anakin Skywalker into Darth Vader is both tragic and inevitable, driven by his fear, ambition, and misguided love. The film weaves these emotional moments with epic battles, political intrigue, and iconic duels, cementing itself as a crucial chapter in the Star Wars saga. By the end of Revenge of the Sith, the galaxy has been irrevocably changed. The Jedi Order is nearly extinct, the Republic has transformed into a brutal empire, and the seeds of hope for the future, the birth of Luke and Leia, are planted. This movie serves as the perfect bridge between the prequel trilogy and the original films, offering a deep, emotionally charged narrative that resonates with longtime fans and newcomers alike. Thanks for joining us on this journey through Revenge of the Sith. The fall of Anakin Skywalker and the rise of the Empire marks one of the darkest moments in the Star Wars saga, but it sets the stage for the iconic original trilogy. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more epic movie recaps. Which Star Wars moment or character would you like us to explore next? Let us know in the comments below. And as always, may the Force be with you.